Okay. Here I am. I am live once more. Hello, Pedakin. Not really the name I would have chosen. But hello nonetheless. Hey, Scream Dream. Thanks for being here. Happy to have viewers on both Twitch and YouTube, I must say. How are you guys doing? I am a tired boy. I slept like 6 hours this evening. Well, I'm glad I have one of them, Screen Dream. If Hugin has 1,000,000 fans, I am one of them. If Hugin has 1,000 fans, I am one of them. If has only one fan, I am that fan. Is that you? Is that your legacy? I was reading the other night. I know. I don't read, but I was reading. And I was reading specifically about education and boys' education, which led me to this. Let's see if I can find it. Give me the news. And I want to translate. There we go. We're all set up. I don't want that to show. And I am gonna. There we go. So last night I was reading about from this Swedish news teachers. It's not called a newspaper, a trade paper, trade publication. This trade publication for Swedish teachers called Läraren, which just translates to teacher. About boys and girls and their education. This is a 2-year-old news, or well, yeah, 2-year-olds. 2-year-old news about how badly it is for boys in schools. So 2 years ago, and I can only imagine it getting worse, there wasn't a single subject in school where boys performed better than girls. You can see here, we have the different subjects on the top, and it's ranked from most discrepancy to least discrepancy. On top, we have arts with a 22% difference between boys and girls in their final not exam, their final grades. And then all the way down here we have physical ed with 0 percentage points between boys and girls. The reason for this, for all you non-Swedes, and maybe some Swedes even, why physical ed is at 0 and why boys aren't blowing girls out of the water like we've seen with in soccer or football, as I would call it. Let's see here. I'll show you a very funny video. I don't want a 15-minute video. Do I? Yeah, okay, this is the women's football team against one of the highest ranking boys 16-year-old team. And the boys are in black and the girls are in yellow. Or the women are in yellow. And the boys, they just keep coming. Hey, miss. Now, this isn't... So what I'm saying here is just that boys will outperform girls, and obviously women, in physical prowess any day of the week. Any day of the week, boys will outperform girls. So why do we not see that in schools? Because when I was in school, perhaps, maybe around that time, they changed the language of the grading from you need to perform at X level down to you need to show an improvement to a certain level. So you start off here and you need to improve a certain level, and that way you'll get a different grade. Now, my question is, because they did this specifically to help girls. My question is, why is it only for physical education that is applied? When boys, because they did this because girls develop, not only can't they develop their physical strength as far as boys can, but they also develop the physical strength they have later than boys do. But boys develop their language much later than girls do. So why wouldn't you do the same with language? At least. And considering the rest of school is language based pretty much, except for probably arts, why wouldn't you do this for all other subjects? The reason, I'm guessing, this is me speculating. The reason for arts having the highest discrepancy is probably due to the type of art we consider to be better. Young boys, I don't know if this is a language thing or if it's something else. I do know that we don't care as much about color as girls do. Boys will draw with a pen any day of the week, but they will less often use colors. And I'm guessing in the early education, like first grade or even preschool, I'm guessing the teacher will encourage boys to use colors more and discourage them from using just a pen. And this is probably gonna help girls, because the teacher's gonna look at the girl's drawing and say, oh, that's great. And they're gonna look at the boy's drawing and go, why don't you do this? This is me speculating, by the way. I do not know this. I've heard it. I've read it about 10 years ago. I do not know if it's still accurate or if the information I was given then was accurate. But either way, this is systemic discrimination through and through. There's been a lot of talk about men in society and how society treats men in recent weeks. I've seen very little talk about boys in schools. Um, this is an issue for all of society. This isn't girls taking back their shit. Because what will happen, and what is happening, we see a correlation between failing grades in school for boys. We see a strong correlation between that and criminality. If your grades aren't great, what the fuck will you do with your life? Seriously, what the fuck will you do with your life if you don't have the grades to get an education, to get a higher education? Your brother, your older brother's friend comes along, or just a stranger, or just an older schoolmate, or whatever. He comes along, and he asks you, why don't you do this errand for me? I'll pay you 500 bucks for it. And with bucks I mean krooners. So 50 bucks for this errand. And all you have to do is bring this little baggie over to a guy on that side of town. So you do. And then he says, you know what? Why don't you do this? And I'll give you 1,000 or 100 bucks. And on it goes. Why wouldn't you do that? And eventually, it's not just an errand here and there. We've seen it. We've seen the reports. Boys are being recruited to commit murder. Young boys. I really need an extension for translation. Oops. No. They ran from a home and were hired to shoot someone. Now, honestly, and they're 15 years old. This was done by a boy. I'm assuming. I haven't. 16-year-old boy. This. An 18-year-old. And he's already a torpedo. This is what we're dealing with. Now, people, morons, idiots, racists will blame immigration on this. I blame society on this. Nobody chooses, nobody is born a torpedo. Nobody's born wanting to murder people. But they are made into it. And it absolutely, 100% starts in school. If boys don't get the grades they need to secure a safe and prosperous future, they will take the opportunity that is given to them. It might be an easy way out, but it's also the only way out from poverty for them. He 100%. 100%. I know this for a fact. Nobody would be murdering other people for cash if they didn't need cash. Society has created this problem. Society will stop this problem. And the problem isn't immigration per se. Yes, there are issues with immigration, but this issue is not due to immigration. It is 100% due to our failings as a society to give men a future they can rely on. Uneducated men with no prospect for a future is a powder keg, and it is drying the fuck up. When women don't have prosperous future, when women don't get a good grade, when women have issues finding their footing in society, they usually go into sex work. Not all women go into sex work this way, just as not all people who have a prosperous future or don't have a prosperous future go into crime work. Just as not all people who have a prosperous future, just as not everyone with a prosperous future will avoid criminal actions. But poverty for women, no prosperous future for women, will increase their chances, or increase their motivation, I should say, to go into sex work. While as the same will lead men into violence. That's where men with no prosperous future can find a place they belong, actually. I don't know if I have anything more to say about this. It's just a thing that hit me last night while I was reading. It's the solution to this are probably manifold. There's gonna be one of the solutions is probably to have more boy-centric schools. We have removed all forms of competition. Another thing is for fathers. So another correlation we found is boys with absent fathers will be less likely to succeed in school than boys with positively present fathers. Negatively present fathers, either fathers who abuse them, or fathers who create an unstable home environment in general. Those kids will have a more negative effect than if the father wasn't present at all. So rather have a non-present father than have an abusive father. That's just good. Reading to your kids as a parent in general, but probably specifically as a father, is gonna be a good thing. I'm reminded of my time in school in higher ed, where I studied media, and we read about how media affect people. And back in the 70s, where delinquent criminals were much more present than they are today, the crimes that we see today are much more raw in nature, but the amount of criminals are much fewer than in 80s, 90s even. But in the 70s, there was a study done to on delinquents, and they noticed a trend, and they thought this was a correlation. or this was a causation. They noticed um, a lot of delinquents spent a lot of time in the theater, the cinema. At the time, they assumed, oh, they're watching violent movies and then they're going out and committing violent crimes. That's the assumption. Because at the time, you believed that criminals or media affected us one to one, which is why in the past you had commercials where a homely woman, a homemaker, stood in front of a product and said, I use this every day, and it just makes everything so squeaky clean in the bathroom or in the kitchen. This makes my husband happy. Buy this coffee, and you will never hear complaints on again. You know, that type of stuff. Very common back in the day, because they assumed just telling you this will affect you one to one. You hear it, you do it. You hear it, you do it. So when they noticed this trend, they assumed the same thing with kids. But then someone thought, you know, I've watched a lot of violent movies, probably. I watched a lot of movies, and I'm not a delinquent. I wasn't a delinquent. I don't know what they're talking about. Let's dig deeper. What they found was that the kids escaped their abusive home by going to the theater. They had an abusive parent or abusive parents, and they didn't want to go home, so they spent a lot of time at the cinema because they could pay like a few coins back in the day and just watch a movie. And they could spend hours there. And then they could go home. And they could spend less time at home. And that's why they were delinquents. Where was I going with this? I was going somewhere with this pertaining to boys and education. Oh, right. My point is this. Just because we see a correlation does not mean there's a causation. No, that's not my point. I don't remember my point. I had a point. I lost it. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. It happens. It's gonna happen. Let's see if I can get back on track. Right. What's in the future for us? Unless we do something about this. We see the rise of fascism. We saw, I've shown you this before. I'm going to show you this again because it's, why does it want to remux everything? Oh, that's why. Let me just fix one thing first. Huh. Probably should use that then. I'm sorry about this. I'm just fixing a thing here. No. Stop it. Okay. I'm gonna I have my hotkeys here. I really want a I have my hotkeys on this numpad. but it's interfering with other things I'm doing. So I really gonna have to invest in some streamer gear. I'm sorry. Okay, anyway. I need to show this. This is what happens when you do not have an education.
What does a fascist mean? It means you are a far right authorization on ultra analyst, political ideology movement characterized by dictator leadership, centralized autocracy, militarism, forcible suppression of opposition. So I don't know what that means, bro. I swear to God, I don't know what the fuck a fascism is. I don't know what the fuck that is. Benito Mussolini and Giviante Gentile and Jason Stanley. Like, who the fuck are these people, bro? Never heard in my fucking life. What is an example of a fascist? Yo! All right, bro. See what I'm saying, chat? Like, this is why I don't fuck with y'all, bro. Like, dude, like, this is what the fuck I don't... Bro, I don't fuck with y'all, bro. I do not fuck with you guys.
This is what he...
So... I've not seen him. I will react to him to him reacting to Sneeko dancing after this. My point is, this isn't Aiden Ross's fault. It's not his. It's society's job to educate people enough so that they do not get drawn into fascism. Aiden Ross has not been educated enough to know what fascism even is. He has not been educated enough to understand the words that describe fascism. This is dangerous. This is not a Sweden problem. This is a global problem. This is a fascism is a global, but this is a Western problem. It is dangerous, to say the least. And we've seen the Andrew Tate people. We've seen them. They are morons. And the issue is that more fascism or more right-wing politics lead to less educated populace, leads to more fascism. It is a direct pipeline. Society needs to do better by boys. Because if we don't, it will all lead to fascism. And I have to retell this story. Or not retell. I don't think I've told this story on stream because I haven't talked about this subject. When I was in school, because I've just been diagnosed. Oh my God, I've just been diagnosed with ADHD. Should I tell this? Never mind. I won't tell that story. I will tell this story. When I was in school, I didn't know I had ADHD. So I used to, because I'm not the bouncy type. I have what used to be called ADD, which is now ADHDI, which means inattentiveness. And you can just imagine what someone without knowing the exact definition, just knowing the word inattentiveness, what that means in school. I didn't lift a finger. I did study at times, but it was very sporadic. I didn't lift many fingers during my time in elementary school or in high school at all. Or even in higher ed, even at university, I rarely lifted a finger. I still passed. Because what I did instead, because I couldn't focus, because I couldn't concentrate, I took on a persona. I can't remember the exact terminology here, but I put on a persona where I didn't care. I did care, but I acted as if I didn't care about my grades. I acted as if I didn't care about school at all. But I did care. There were times when I got home from school and I just broke down crying because I had gotten such a bad grade on my test. It happened more on more than one occasion. I got a negative number, more or less, and I just went home and I broke down crying. But in school, I acted as if nothing was bothering me, because that's the only way I could shield myself from my failures. Because I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't focus while at home studying. I could hardly focus in school. Anyway, the only subject that I excelled at was English. I had so during my time in school, we had I guess the we had GE, VG, MVG, which is that's the three. If there were 4 grades actually, you didn't get a grade, you get approved, you get very approved, or you get highly approved. Those were the 3 grades, or the 4 grades you could get. What I got, or which would translate into, so highly approved would be A, BA, there somewhere there. So I would get C or D somewhere there in English. Without lifting a finger, my teacher once asked me, because I don't know. To this day, I do not know grammar that well. I know what feels right. I know what should be right, but I cannot explain it to you. So when my teacher asked me, is this do or does? And I said, do. And he said, correct. Why is it do? He asked me. And I said, because it feels right. And he looked at me straight in the eyes and went, you're not proficient enough in English to know what feels right. Motherfucker, yes I am. Go fuck yourself. Yes, I fucking am. I don't think I've ever mistaken do for does and or opposite. Ever. In 9th grade, we switched teachers. And I got a D minus. She said I barely got a D, which would be VG back in the days for all you Swedish nerds. I barely got a D. And I went, okay, whatever. Fuck you, girl. Fuck you, bitch. Because she hated me. She absolutely hated me. And then I got to high school. And my English teacher in high school, he looked me straight in the eyes and he went, why the fuck did you only get a D? This is fucking... It's clear as day this is A material. That's what he said. Clear as day. You are A material in English. But I only got a D in elementary school. Now, color me surprised to read that this is a systemic issue. Color me surprised. How many boys fall in between the cracks? Because either, and I shared my story on Reddit, and a lot of people, when I say a lot of people, few people, retold their own stories of the exact same thing. One dude told me a story where he had a teacher give him no grade. IG. He got an F. And he appealed that decision. And he got a fucking A. Going from F to A just because you appeal the decision? And then they wonder, why don't boys apply themselves more? Why wouldn't you apply yourself harder to school? When every time you apply yourself, you see the girls getting a better grade than you despite being worse. Why would you apply yourself? What's the point? You're not going to grade me fairly either way, so I might as well say fuck you, have a nice day. I'm just now reminded of a situation, two situations even. One was in, I believe it was math. We had a great teacher actually, Håkan. No, Henrik. He was a great teacher. I loved him. We came along great. We were, our classroom was situated on the sunny side. So usually, most of the time we had our blinds drawn down at least halfway. But I liked sitting in the sun. I enjoyed the feeling of the sun on my face. It made me feel nice. So I wanted to sit in the sun. I wanted to sit near the windows. But then there was this girl group who was sitting behind me, near the windows. And they wanted the blinds drawn down because they didn't want the sun in their face. They didn't want to feel the warmth on their face. They felt distracted by it. And I asked my teacher then, because there was free space further in the classroom. I asked him, can't they just move? And the girls refused to move. What happened? The blinds were drawn down. Why? Why? What if that's what I needed to concentrate that fucking day? But no, the girls, they didn't want it, so no, we can't have it. Another teacher, my civics teacher, she loved horses. And I think some of you are gonna know where I'm going with this. She loved horses. So first of all the horse girls, all the girls who rode horses during the spare time, they were fucking buddy with her. Jenny is her name, by the way. So Jenny, and yes, here in Sweden, for non-Swedes, we all go by first name. I'll tell another story about that in a bit. But yeah, Jenny, one day, this was several occasions, but one day specifically is bored into my skull because she was talking horses with the girls. And they were telling stories about the horse and the mane and the brushing and the hooves and the whatnot. I wasn't paying attention to that. I was actually doing schoolwork. The work she wanted us to do. That's what I was doing. And then I got stuck. And I raised my hand. And I looked around the classroom. Nobody else's hand was raised. And she was still talking to the girls about the horses. And then I piped up. And I said, "Excuse me, I need help." She said, "Wait your turn. We're talking." Bitch, you're talking about horses and I'm trying to do work here. Hey, social lust. There are so many examples of this that it's scary. Swedish society or society in Western societies at large are failing boys at an alarming rate, and we are reaping that. We're reaping what we sowed back in the 90s right now, because this is due to my generation, 100%. The boys in during my time that didn't have a good home. We're talking about school and how we're failing boys in school at the moment. I can just imagine how many boys from my generation with ADHD who didn't have a stable home to go back to, who didn't have, maybe that was my point with the cinema and the theater earlier, who didn't have the moral character that I got from my father. Because maybe they didn't have a father. Maybe they didn't have a mother. Maybe their parents had to work enormously long hours. Maybe even their parents were alcoholics. Either way, how many boys from my time in my age range with ADHD who weren't diagnosed are now recruiting teenagers to do hit jobs? Yeah, they should teach us how to socialize more. I was awkward and weird. My mom worked all day and my dad split. Yeah, do you have ADHD, socialist? Have you been criminal? Do you want to confess to the popo? No, seriously. There are probably, yeah, you have ADHD? Okay, yeah. This is, there. I'm guessing your father had ADHD too, or have, depending on his heart rate at the moment. But yeah, this is 100% due to schools failing boys back when I went to school, back in the 90s and early aughts. We didn't, and earlier as well, of course. But at the moment, the boys we're seeing being recruited today are most likely being recruited by people in my age, and they had a shit hand dealt to them. That's just facts. And while I don't call myself a feminist, let's see here. Yeah, he never passed high school in Cuba. My family are anti-commie, so they thought the education was indoctrination. Oh my god. Oh my god. Run. Oh my god. Okay. Yep. Okay. Sure. My where is it going? Fuck! I lost my trail of thoughts. Fuck you, social lust, for that. It's my generation that are recruiting these boys, and oh yeah, that's where I was going. Feminists. I don't call myself a feminist, but I highly align with feminists, of course, naturally. That's okay. It's okay. It happens. It's gonna happen with or without you. Okay, that's just the nature of my brain at the moment. I don't align. I align with feminists, but I don't call myself a feminist because I don't think I need to call myself a feminist. If someone wants to describe me as a feminist, whatever, I don't care. Sure. But just saying you're a feminist is gonna lead people down different mental routes. What type of feminists are you? How specific do I have to be? It's all thing. Anyway, a lot of feminists will say when it comes to women's pay, that's a societal failure. This is a systemic issue. It's not up to the individual woman to fix it. This needs to be fixed on a societal level. And I say, sure, of course. If all women earn less than men for the exact same job, sure, that's a societal issue and we need to address it as one. But then they'll go, aha, but boys failing in school, that's a personal failure. Boys need to do better. Boys have failed themselves. Despite, thank you. Despite this being a systemic issue, it is because what a lot of feminists I've talked to, I mean almost everyone, I think, maybe it's not impossible that it's everyone, what they've failed to realize is, yes, women are lacking behind in higher positions at works. They are lacking behind in positions of management, in the corporate boards and stuff like that. That's true. That's all true. And the men there are like 80, 90 years old. Like the youngest person is going to be like, what, 50? And that's like going to be one guy, like one dude with who inherited his father's position, you know? The reason for this is the exact same reason why when we look at American politics, we see curmudgeons, we see corpse sitting in chairs for ages. Because when they were in their 30s and 40s, all of a sudden, we got so much more better medication, so much more better understanding of the human body and stuff like that, that we excelled. We eradicated diseases. We fought to get people Medicaid. Medicaid. We fought to get people health care. So the old people of today are holdovers from yesterday that didn't exist yesterday. When they got into politics, when Nancy Pelosi got into politics, how many people, what was the middle age of Congress? Congress median age, I mean, not the middle age, not middle ages. Age of members trend. I think she got into Congress in the Middle Ages, actually. Can I just get a graph? This is just today. I want to see a graph. Give me a damn graph. I can show you guys. Why not? I just want a graph. A graying Congress. Okay, this sounds right. But so are the rest of us. Yes, so are the rest of us. But that doesn't matter. Here we see. Here we go. The median age for the house is 57. I'm guessing somewhere there, And for the Senate, it's 62-63. Back in 73, it was down here. Back in 1853, it was down here. And this only goes to 2013. Oh my God. 2011. What's the median age today? Median age of Congress. How's 58? So it's up here now. And for Senate, it's 64. So the Senate is up here. It's all going up, 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 up. Which means the younger people who want to create change can't get in. So my point is this. Due to this age push, we are seeing the women who are now getting an education, who got an education back in like the 90s, they are beginning to get into that corporate boardroom. They are starting to push out the older generation. There's gonna come a shift. Because a lot of feminists will say, oh, yeah, because I used to be an anti-feminist. I was an leftist or left-leaning anti-feminist. And I tried to, when the men's rights movement happened here in Sweden, I tried to push it to the left more. I was still reactionary. I still had views I probably don't share today. I had to go back. But in general, the things I talked about, I tried to push people to the left with it. So we see, like, for example, business, degrees, gender ratio. There we go. So we see here why are more women enrolling in business school. Improved recruiting directed at women, more favorable outcomes for women. Did you know the research shows that 87% of female graduates in business? But I want to see the discrepancy between men and women. Come on. So internationally, 40%. 40% of women internationally, women will get an MBA. In fact, the HRM batch will often have 50% women in the batch, taking the overall ratio higher. This is I don't know what any of these acronyms mean. I just want a simple answer for this. Why? This answer study shows 41% of MBA candidates in top business schools are women. So women are marching forward at an ever higher rate. And with these types of grades, when women or girls out compete boys in school at every turn, every fucking turn, of course, in the future, women are gonna dominate the business end. Women are gonna dominate higher positions in the corporate world. Women will outcompete men, not only in school, because it begins in school, but they will outcompete them at the higher ends of everything. Everything. And that's when we're gonna have a fascism happen. That's when democracy is gonna fall. Not because women can't do it, but because men can't do it. Men can't be left behind. When women are left behind, they are subjugated to the whims of men. When men are left behind, women are subjugated to the whims of men. Okay? Equality of opportunity is the only solution. And it begins in schools. I hope women can really get a leg up on soon, especially with the younger people. I hope women can really get a leg up. What do you mean, socialist? Yeah, COVID is actually going to help us. If there's anything positive, if there's any positive outcome with COVID, it's that the older generation is dying off. That's the only positive of COVID. But it's not happening quick enough in some ways. I don't know if this is I don't know if I would getting a leg up on changing the culture. The issue becomes then, socialist, like I told before you came in, I talked about this. When there's no future prospect for men, when they have no legitimate route to happiness, when they have no legitimate route to stability in society, they will turn towards crime. When women don't have, when women are in the same situation, they will turn towards sex work. These are the easy outcomes, the easy solutions for men and women, respectively, in today's culture. What we want is the easy solution to be the right solution. But if women are out competing men at every turn in school, the men are not gonna, or boys are not gonna apply themselves to schools, and they're gonna become delinquents, and they're gonna fuck up society. And then we see people like Aiden Ross get a platform, and Andrew Tate, and yeah, that's just gonna fuck up society even more. And in the end, uneducated men is a dry powder keg that's just waiting for a spark. And that's where we are at the moment. We have a bunch of uneducated men just drifting along, waiting for a leader to come along. Why do you think there's an uptick in fascism around the world? Because we're focused so much on helping women or girls get a leg up in school. I understand that desire. I completely understand the reasons behind it. But the issue is, if you try to compensate for society broadly through schools, you're gonna get eventually you're gonna get a society which needs to compensate for men, and the pendulum is just gonna swing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And why? What we should be doing is trying to stop the pendulum from swinging back and forth. we need to adapt society to both men and women. I don't have all the answers to how we do that, but I know we need to start here. Okay. End the segment, end the doom and gloom. I might end stream. I'm planning on streaming for 2 hours more, approximately, maybe 2.5. Maybe I'll end stream earlier because my girlfriend is not feeling all too well. So she might be getting home earlier. And I am not going to stream when she is home because I am a good boy. Okay. Scream Dream asked me about the Sneeko dance for Kanye. Oh, we have a shark video on
Aiden
it.
Ross reacts to Sneeko getting sturdy for Hitler.
Shut up. Let me move myself. Okay, shark. What's going on? Tell me.
What?
Oh, wait. I saw this, I think. Okay. Wait, that's not all. I know this. I've seen some of this. Was it the Aiden Ross reaction? Even Aiden Ross is disturbed by this. I love it. Good on you, Aiden, for being disturbed.
Y'all better not. Bro, y'all know how wrong this video is, right? In so many fucking ways, bro.
Good on you, Aiden. I'm proud of you, actually.
Funny, bro. Bro, chat, if you laugh at that, you're fucking weird as fuck.
Yeah. Yup. Yeah, wow, yeah. Even Aiden Ross understood why that's wrong. But I think that's because he's Jewish? Maybe? Like, I mean, because he's Jewish, he's probably hyper vigilant towards Hitler references, as opposed to just fascism in general. But Sneeko, what a fucking both him and Kanye. They are so fucking stupid. They have no idea that they are marching themselves. They might be the last people in the grave, but they will also go into the grave. I was watching George Carlin criticizing comedians who punched down, and he said, when Nazis come, it's not going to be in brown coats, but it will come in Nike sneakers and smiles. Damn, that is Oracle. That is an Oracle. Really? George Carlin. Is this one?
Breakdown of seem to strike a very important
something, aren't they? They're all in favor of the unborn. They will do anything.
No, that's not it.
You began a sentence a little while ago with it.
I can't show you it. I can't show it. I can't watch it because that's gonna get me a ban. Like that. I can't snap my fingers with this hand. I still have an injury.
It shouldn't be a surprise that rich white men don't care about poor black people, period. So they're not high on their list. They're not high on their list.
But I can't seem to...
But Say what you want about America, land of the free, home of the brave. We got some. How does she shit?
Let's see if we can't go. George Carlin punching down.
I would defend to the death his right.
Maybe I can watch this actually. Maybe. This is CNN. It's quite an old video. We'll see. I'll keep an eye on my stream health.
To do everything he does. The thing that
It's quite low, isn't it? I don't have that. Nope.
Unusual, and it's, you know, it's not a criticism so much, but his targets are underdogs, and comedy traditionally has picked on people in power, people who abuse their power. Women and gays and immigrants are kind of, to my way of thinking, underdogs, and you know, he ought to be careful because he's Jewish. And a lot of the people who want to pick on these kind of groups, the Jews are on that list a little further. You got women, gays, gypsies, blah, 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 and then suddenly you find Jews. And Andrew,
suddenly Andrew's arrested.
Yeah, so, you know, I mean, obviously, he should do what he wants. And
why does he get away with it, do you think, then?
Well,
we have never laughed at jokes about the
Well,
poor.
he's appealing. I think he's appealing largely. I think his core audience are young white males who are threatened by these groups. I think a lot of these guys aren't sure their manhood because that's a problem when you're going in through adolescence. You know, am I really? Could I be? I hope I'm not one of them. And the women who assert themselves and are competent are a threat to these men, and so are immigrants in terms of jobs and the
so that's why we as an audience then will laugh.
You say we. I don't think you're.
I mean,
in
no,
but I think you're
collective we.
I think that's what is at the core of that experience that takes place in these arenas. Is a certain, you know, a sharing of anger and rage at these targets. And I'm sure Andrew isn't that angry at them. I'm sure he's.
That wasn't it. You made a video? Oh. Yeah, well, it was the same video we watched, wasn't it? Carlin. Yeah, okay. I didn't hear him, but it's
I would defend to the. I would defend. Andrew isn't that angry at them. I'm sure he's playing it as a comic.
nothing afterwards, on this video at least. CNN. Can I get the longer clip? No. I'm whatever. It's I'm sure he said it. White fascist America, maybe. Oh, but I can't watch this. That's HBO.
I don't care if you love me or not. They're not high on the conscious or the subconscious list of those people who are in charge of things in this country. The owners, forget these foolish elections. The owners of this country don't care about the poor in general.
The owners of this country. What are we going? Is this Karl Marx talking to me? The owners of this country are the voters of this country.
You're wrong about that, my friend.
Aren't the owners of this country the voters in this country who elected George Bush?
No, they're not. Listen, politics, these elections are a charade.
I fucking miss Carlin.
They are meant to. Well, I'll tell you, listen, just listen for a minute. Learn a little something. The elections and politicians are in place in order to give Americans the illusion that they have freedom of choice. You don't really have choice in this country.
Well, and let me ask you this about the looting. Would you agree that there was two kinds of looting? That there was the kind where people were desperate because they were starving and maybe were taking food out of a store. And then there were some people who were taking stereo equipment.
Yeah.
Would you agree that there was two kinds of
Yeah,
looting?
people were walking away with television sets.
Hey, would you
And
agree
they
that
didn't
there was
notice
those
that.
two kinds of looting?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then is it not wrong for the president to issue an ultimatum that there was zero tolerance and thereby encourage his right-wing flacks in the liberal media to go ahead and say this gives us license to suggest that we shoot people on sight, as if in the middle of this crisis where so many people are dying already, what we need to do is shoot Tyrone because he's getting out of Circuit City with some soggy tweeters?
Is this from the the tornado that hit Florida or whatever, wherever it was? Is that where this is from? And honestly, Bill Maher, this is where I remember, this is the type of Bill Maher I fondly remember. Today, he's just a cringe, standard conservative. Yeah, based bill. Where did this bill go? Holy shit.
And I think Tyrone always had soggy tweeters, quite frankly.
I have an addendum to that. The real looting in this country takes place in the transfer of the wealth from the poor to the rich. I'm sorry that you don't like class and the truth, my friend, but you're just stuck with it. Class is bad, and the poor have been systematically looted in this country. The rich have been made richer under this criminal, fascist president and his government.
You know, George, I think you know. Do you know what fascism is?
Fascism,
you know what fascism
when it comes
is?
To America,
You know what Nazis are?
No, wait, sir, wait,
Here
sir.
we
When
go. Here it is.
fascism
You know
comes
what
to America, it
fascists
will
are?
not be in brown and black shirts. It will not be with jack boots. It will be Nike sneakers and smiley shirts.
Yeah.
Smiley. The fascism. Germany.
Wait. We can do one better. We need this. I'm gonna give me a minute, and I'm gonna do something. Okay. No. We need this. Can I just? No. I need an image. Yeet. No, I have to. I want to include an online source. Why can't I include an online source? Okay, never mind. Open image. We have some Yeezys. Can we get a video perhaps? Kanye West. Shut up. Okay. Here we go. I am gonna go here. Let's listen to these prophetic words one more time.
Smiley shirts. Smiley. The fascism. Germany lost the Second World War. Fascism won it. Believe
And
me,
actually,
my friend.
fascism is when corporations become the government.
Yes.
And that's sort of what we have. And poverty has gone up.
So
17.
Let me get this straight. George, you think that looting is looting okay if there's no?
This is unironically Carlin, what a fucking prophet. My guy. Holy shit. I hold up Carlin on a pedestal at this point. He is a good reference for good morals and comedy. Yes. I will talk about comedy in a second.
If there's no
I'm just gonna keep listening to this video first.
First of all,
Can
property.
you break into
but
tweeters whenever you want?
We're talking
I
about
have no problem with theft. May I be honest
No
with
problem
you?
with-
I have
Yes.
no problem.
I also have no problem with theft. I like it. Good.
It's true.
But wait a sec. We're talking looting. We're not saying, this reminds me of the O.J. situation. It wasn't that O.J. was innocent. We all knew he killed his wife. Okay? It's not that looting is good. We all know looting is bad. It's the priorities. It's the fact that white people obsessed on one black guy getting away with a crime once when it had worked in reverse 1 billion times more. The same
That
way
is
they're
true.
obsessing
Again,
about a few people getting
where's
away
this Bill Maher?
in the middle of this much
Where
bigger
have you
crisis.
been?
It's a matter of what's proportional. I think that's what we're saying about looting. No one is defending looting. Well, when you say, I don't care what that is always what these kind of commentators say. I don't care what their race is, as if things were even to begin with. Bill O'Reilly and his ilk are saying things like, you know what? If you just would have gotten an education, you wouldn't be in this situation. As if it's easy to get an education in situations where there's so much segregation.
Bill, I completely agree with you on that.
Sure you do. Sure you do, Coke brother. Yeah, okay, so comedy. There is a formula that comedians use in order to be able to punch down, so to speak. There is a formula to this. And the formula is this. Is thusly. First, you have to shit on yourself. Formula ended. Seriously, listen to a comedian that successfully, a cis male comedian that successfully can joke about women or joke about immigrants or joke about trans people. There are those people that can do this but first, when they go up, they have to prove to the audience that they are worse than all these people. First, you have to say, oh, me as a blah, blah, blah. Look, I'm a fucking screw up. I did this, I did that, I did this, I have this, I do this. In a joking manner, of course. You do all that just so that you can shit on other people. Because if you dig yourself down into a hole in the ground, you can only punch up. Nobody is below you. That's the secret formula. I tried to use that up. I didn't learn this formula until later. So I had troubles with my jokes. And if I were to do these jokes today, I would absolutely be able to shit on people who are in society below me, but when I'm on stage, they would be above me. Absolutely, for sure. I would be able to I would know to dig my own grave first. I always tell conservatives I don't agree with mom and pop. Well, mom and pop's looting, but I agree with big corporations getting it. In general, yes. I do not care if Walmart loses to because of some looting. Absolutely. However, it's you won't be able to separate the two. If you start looting the Walmart, but down the road there's a mom and pops with appliances, let's say. There's no more appliances in the local Walmart. Just go down to the mom and pops. It's gonna happen. If you start looting one place, it's gonna spread to the others. But they are insured. They should be insured. If they're not insured, they're fucking stupid. So yeah, I wouldn't start with the mom and pops, but in general, I can't really be that mad. These are desperate people usually, or always. I'm gonna say, you don't loot if you're well off, right? Nobody's gonna go out looting in an Armani suit. You're not gonna go out looting for a new TV when you have a brand new 60-inch at home. You know, it's just not gonna happen. So the people looting are gonna be poor. I don't care. It's like when conservatives say taxation is theft. I don't fucking care. I'll steal your entire salary at this moment if that's gonna feed me. I do not care about possessions that much. Now I care about my possessions, of course. Of course. I don't want my possessions to be stolen. But what I'm mostly concerned about when it comes to my possessions is the data. I have countless photos that I've taken throughout the years, saved on a hard drive. I remember when I first got a cell phone, there were people reporting, because back then cell phones were very expensive. People didn't. It wasn't a given that people had a cell phone when I got one. And usually it was poor and immigrants who didn't have cell phones, of course. So there were a lot of stories, and one person said something that really resonated with me, which really stuck, and I thought, yeah, I'm gonna do that, which isn't possible anymore, really. And it's, if you get robbed on your of your cell phone, ask for the SIM card. Because back then the SIM card held all the personal information. And usually, I never heard of it, at least. So I think it's usually people, the robbers, would give you the SIM card. Because they didn't want the SIM card. They're going to throw the SIM card away anyhow. So why not just give it to you? So when you go get a new phone, you still have all the information you need. Because that's how it used to work. These days, I don't think anyone's getting robbed on cell phones, right? Because people have cell phones. Everyone has a cell phone these days. Go to rural Africa and they have a cell phone, okay? Or if they don't have a cell phone, they don't need a cell phone. So nobody's getting robbed on their cell phone these days. Except me. I've misplaced my cell phone somewhere. I don't know where it is. So fucking annoying. And I asked my girlfriend to text me if she's getting home early so that I can wind down the stream. I can't right now, okay? I don't know where my cell phone is. So I don't know if she's texting me or not. Anyway. Yeah, Carlin, my man. What the fuck? He would have, imagine having his voice today. I want to hear George Carlin, was it Dave Rubin? He must have said something stupid about him. This is a 3-minute video from 7 years ago. Let's see what Mr. Rubin. There we go.
My guest this week is Kelly Carlin, daughter of the legendary comedian George Carlin. Kelly is an author and a speaker whose work connects many of the dots.
Okay. So this is just
our lives and our passions together.
A promo, I guess.
Total agreement.
I want to hear. Because I don't want to listen to that much Dave Rubin. I don't have the. Okay, maybe this.
So the political situation we have going on right now, this pathetic, really pathetic group of candidates, pretty much on all fronts.
Yeah.
In my opinion, with Bernie being the one exception.
I agree.
he still pretended to be a fucking leftist, liberal leftist. 7 years ago. No. Is this the main channel, by the way? Shut up. Yeah, this is the main channel. Oh my god, 1.8 million. That's it? I mean, don't get me wrong, that's a massive amount of people. But I mean, what's his fucking name? The guy with the holsters. Crowder. He has almost 6 million. God damn.
What do you think he would make of this? Now, he obviously was socially liberal, but
Yes.
he didn't identify as a Democrat, did he?
He didn't vote.
Yeah.
But
he didn't vote at all.
But he was very progressive.
Yeah.
He always chose people over property. So whatever candidate chose people over property, he would lean towards that. Before he died, he was happy about Hillary. Back in 2008, that was. He was not around for the big Obama surge, and I know he would have been thrilled to have seen a black president. I know he would have really been thrilled about that. And I got to be in Washington in November picking up his Mark Twain Prize when Obama flew over. My husband and I were on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, and Obama flew over in the helicopter to go visit George Bush in the White House for the first time. And all I could think about is, I wish my dad was here right now.
Yeah.
It would have brought a tear to his eye. Absolutely. He was a very sentimental man in that way. But he saw it all as bullshit, as he said all the time. He really had a detachment to it. He didn't vote. He hadn't voted since McGovern lost in '72. I think that's when his heart really broke.
Yeah.
And yeah,
did he struggle with that internally, that he wasn't voting, yet he was talking so much about the system, but he also felt the system was so broken almost that it was sort of beyond repair.
His logic was that if you vote, you don't have the right to complain.
If you vote...
That's where that's where she lost me, or he lost me, apparently.
Wow, that's talk about flipping something on its head.
Yeah, that was his
because
position.
then you're part of the problem.
Yes, completely. That was his thing. And he'd said that a few times, and I too was like,
yeah.
But that was his stance. So, and that's where he stood with that. And, he really did. He was able to compartmentalize and detach. Like I said, at home, rooting for Hillary, happy that, that she was, shaking things up. But on stage, he would never talk about, one way or the other. I mean, like Lewis Black, his politics. You know who he's voting for. Bill Maher, he gives money. He's tried to give money to Bernie on Friday. He's like, I want to give you money. You know, I can only give you $5,400. You're not taking any super PAC money. He'd probably give him another $1 million.
I mean, Bill Maher literally gave an Obama super PAC $1 million.
He did.
And it was sort of brilliant what he said, because he's like, I know this sounds like I'm doing this for Obama, but I'm doing this for me because I don't want the other guy to become president.
And that's what he was saying Friday night, too. It was like, if you don't like the fish, eat the chicken, people.
But do you think as a comic there's a risk in that, because then you've shown your cards too much, and that what your dad did in a way by holding a little closer?
I think every comic has their own approach. It's as, that we're all snowflakes.
Yeah.
Snowflakes. Everyone's got their own approach to it in their own way. My dad...
Okay. This is just making me depressed, pretty much. I had something else planned. Let's see here. Right. I found a channel. It sounds like a lib daughter, but he also seemed to have supported Hillary quite a lot. But Hillary back in 2008 was better than Hillary in 2016. That's for sure. I think Hillary in 2008 would have had a better chance of winning than in 2016. So, yeah. However, I found this channel. Mikey Smith, horizontally opposed. He's a flat earther. Guys, I found a genuine flat earther. And I went back and I thought, I wonder when the turn happened. No, guys. No. The turn was there from the start. He began as a flat earther. I watched one video of his, and it's so fucking stupid. But I thought I wanted to see his first video. It is a 2-minute video, and I want to reach out to this guy. I want to have a talk with this guy. Okay. Ooh, it's a 1/3. This looks interesting. Okay, let's begin with his first ever video. Ooh, that's loud, isn't it?
Here we go, folks. There's your delusion.
That's my delusion. Yeah.
Now, we're going to hop in an airplane.
Okay.
Sorry, air curve for you folks who live in a ball. We're going to hop in the...
That's either the most delusional thing I've ever heard, or just a bad fucking joke. Air curve. Because the airplane moves in a curve and not on a plane.
The plane here.
Yeah, that's an airplane.
And we're going to fly from North America, South America. Okay, here we go. Make sure you got your seatbelts on. You're going to fall out of your seats now. May get a head rush. Here we go. Now we're still flying. Pretty soon we're going to be
He's so
upside
fucking
down.
genuine.
Hope you got good life insurance. Here we go.
What's your point?
How do you feel now? You're upside down. Sorry, folks. You don't live in a ball. Doesn't work that way. You can't get water to curve. There should be 1,000 or more miles of curved water here.
I just want to ask him how he thinks gravity works.
You do not see this in reality or in your own vision, from your own eyes, from your own perspective. Show me in your reality, or sorry, in your fake reality, where you think this water is going to curve and stick to a bottom of a ball. Show me how that works. Remember, 8 inches per mile squared. After 50 miles of curve, there should be 1,500 feet of curved water in front of your...
So, the funny thing is, a lot of flat earthers actually believe in round celestial objects. Because in their own words, we've seen it. You can just point a telescope into space, and you'll see all these round objects spin. But then they say, because we haven't seen... Hello? You can still hear me, but I can't hear me. There it came back. I must have hit something. Because we can't see our own planet, we don't know it's round. Therefore, it's flat. But yeah, so they believe in, a lot of them believe in celestial bodies being actual globes. And I just want to ask this dude, why? Why is all the other Or if he believes that. Maybe he believes it's just a hologram up in space. Maybe. But then I have to ask him, how the fuck does gravity work? A lot of them believe the plane that we're living on is moved through space at an ever-increasing rate. And that ever-increasing rate is what's pushing us down. Kind of like a roller coaster, you know? There's this standing up on a... There's a... I don't know if you call it a roller coaster or what you'd call it. But it's like a spinning disc which presses you towards the back of the... well, not a disc. What you call it? A spinning... There we go. Here we go.
Is it a white balancing thing? Yeah. It's a pot.
Yeah, like this. So that's what they believe. But the disc is moving upwards and pressing us down. But the issue is, at some point, it's gonna become too much force. Yeah, I can imagine a lot of them are looking like UFOs. Oh, wait, did I find it? No, okay. Okay, I just want to ask him questions. I have so many questions. As a globehead myself, I've written to him already. As a globehead myself, I have to ask him about this. I have to ask him. What the fuck is going on? How does the world actually work? Okay, let's see here. More flat Earth.
Okay, here's some more science for you.
Science.
This airplane, its main instruments is to maintain level flight. Is this level flight? It has to maintain level flight to the horizon. Underline horizon, which means horizontal. This is horizontal, not this. This. Pay attention. This is...
Oh my God.
Flat Earth 101 science here. This is reality. Okay? Planes
oh my
do not
God.
Fly like this, or like this. They fly flat and level. That's why they are called an airplane. Because it flies in the air over a plane. Okay, mental patience? Get it through your thick skulls.
Oh my God.
But in your reality, planes fly like this for some reason.
Yeah.
Thank you. Class ended.
Okay. He apparently seems to be videoing a lot of sunsets for some reason. He's Canadian, it seems. Flat talk with puppy. Oh my God, does he have a kid? Or does it actually mean a puppy? No, he means a puppy. Is a plane or curve when we fly? Flat Earther found his hat. I want to believe he's sincere. I so want to believe he's sincere. If only 9/11 attacks learned from this guy, we would have lived in a better world. Yeah, right? Exactly. Exactly. I think he's sincere. But who the fuck knows? He's going through Puppy Park. Aw, that's cute. That is so cute. Street talk. Oh my God. I want to find... Earth is not spinning.
G'day, folks. We are going to have a look at the world record high dive. Way back in whenever he did it in the 70s.
Is this motherfucker about to say that because he could jump from that height and didn't move to the right or the left, the Earth isn't spinning? Is that's gonna be his argument? Is it?
These are 80s, and we're gonna ask ourselves a question. Because there's some people that think that the Earth is rotating below them. So we will watch this little quick video. And we'll try to understand, well, us flat earthers understand how stuff works.
Yeah, sure.
But as a globie or globe head or zombie,
Yeah, I'm a globe head.
sheeple or whatever you want to call them, think that they are spinning. So when this diver dives or jumps, there is a second or two before he hits the water. Now at some point the Earth has to rotate below him because he is in free space in between him from the platform and the ground. Oh yeah, oh, he hit the water. That's weird why that pool didn't rotate away from him as he left the platform. He ended up in the water. So if the Earth was spinning below him in free space as he jumped, he should have landed on the ground and probably killed himself. But as we know, the Earth is stationary and remains below him, the pool. So therefore, he lands in the pool because it's not spinning away from him. Thank you for your...
That was his argument. He actually thinks... So conservation of momentum is not something he's familiar with, I assume? That we're spinning with the ball? And as you jump, you still have momentum that forces you with the ball. And then the ball, this is gonna blow his mind. This is gonna blow his fucking noggin. Oh my, he's gonna get Robloxed with this. The globe in itself is spinning around the sun. I mean, we're talking millions of miles per hour. And then, even greater, we are the sun in its is also spinning around a giant black hole in the center of our galaxy. And then, our galaxy, I don't know if it's spinning around something or moving. It's at least not stationary. It's moving somewhere. It has momentum. Everything is moving. We are so not stationary in any capacity that this dude, that information is gonna blow his noggin when I talk to him. I would happily comply with this.
Hey folks, Mike here.
Look at him, he's so happy.
I have a shout out to all globe earthers.
Yeah?
Globe heads.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here for you.
I'm looking
Come on,
for
Mikey.
some help. I have a problem.
Yeah, you do.
A very, very big problem. People have told me that I have a mental problem. Yeah.
Maybe you do. Maybe. A lot of, I'm guessing a lot of schizophrenics. Because schizophrenics usually latch on to conspiracy theories in general. Maybe this dude is schizophrenic. Maybe. There's a chance. There is a chance. But he's at least very uneducated. We are watching Flat Earthers Dream. That's what we're doing.
This is high quality tinfoil. The same stuff that NASA uses.
High quality.
Actually, this might be a little better. Yeah. It's only $1.25 at the dollar store. Doesn't cost 52 million. Anyways, so
this dude has no idea why NASA spends money on high quality gear.
Yeah, if you could please help me out and direct me to the right location where these mental hospitals are, I would be gladly to go there, or I'd be very glad to go there. But first of all, I'm gonna have to ask you to have a little bit of proof on how water sticks to a ball. Yeah.
I mean, we have proof of it.
How do you like that hat, eh? You like that hat?
What do you mean we need to have proof of it? Do you want proof? Space station. What's this? Space station water. Here. You want
Things
proof?
in space look a whole lot cooler than
Here's
here
proof.
on Earth. Welcome back, guys. Today's video is on the...
I mean, what more do you want? This is proof. It sticks to this, okay? It doesn't fall down. It doesn't fall upwards or sideways or anything. It sticks to the thing. What are you talking about?
This is actually quite hot on the head.
You ever watched Three Friends and Jerry?
I'll
I
go
never
cook
heard
myself.
of Three Friends and Jerry.
Maybe that might help me out a little bit. But anyways, yeah. So if you have any proof whatsoever, just, I'm tired of you guys repeating all the shit that you learned in school. You guys have a mental problem, not me. This hat is one size fits all, so if you want to put in your pre-orders for all the hats that all the globe heads need, I can do that for you. Just takes a few seconds to put it together. I'll ship them out.
Oh my God.
Pay is shipping and handling, which probably wouldn't cost that much. Only weighs a few ounces, I think. But yeah, have a good day there, globe heads. Come join the party.
He's not delusional, guys. He's mentally stable, guys. Remember that. Let's see here. We found... I want to pause that. Let's see here. Oh, sorry. Three Friends and Jerry's? I'm sweet. What are we talking about? What is this? Oh, I remember these. Didn't they have a different name in Swedish? De tre vännerna och Jerry, okay. Oh, they are Swedish in origin. Oh my God, they're even Swedish in origin. Damn. I don't know that. What we're talking about is this. Shut up. I remember them, but I mean, when did this come out? 99? I was too old back then. I was 14 back then. No, wait, I was turning... No, I was 12. I was 12 years old back then, okay? So this was... I was just getting too old for it. At least he hasn't found the fascist conspiracies yet. But wait. We're walking. I'm walking through his history. Okay, we're not watching everything, but we're watching some snippets here and there. Okay, let's wait. We'll see if he has found the fascism. This one is called Under a Dome Enclosed System. I have no idea what that means. I'm guessing this is probably copyrighted.
Oh, the wind's got this baby, taking it back toward the wall. The wind's going to carry this one over the fence for a home run.
Okay.
I might that there is no wind. We're in a dome, an enclosed environment. There's no rain either, in case you were wondering. Oh, well, excuse me for having an opinion, pal.
Nice find, brother. When people wake up, they will see in every movie there is an Easter egg. Thanks for posting. I don't know why this is glitching, but it is. Okay. And then, of course, he believes in what's it called? When you poison the chemtrails. He believes in chemtrails, of course. Is this? I mean, he's not showing us anything new, really. It's just a video of condensation. This is it? That's it? No commentary? How do you not know what this is? Dihydrogen monoxide. Yeah. Condensation. Never mind, I see it now. Been watching those things for years. About time I get a camera like this. Those are just contrails. No, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, he misspelled skies. This is skies, plural. No, not plural. Ownership. Not, not proper. Is that word? Is that the word? Again, I was never good at. Grammar. Sorry. Oh, sorry about that.
They are great, no? Magnetic moon lamp. I don't know if you think man stepped on the moon in 1969 or not. Maybe you didn't even question.
Please clean your tablet, whatever this is, screen, something. Please. Or just edit a video.
What I do know is that at least once in your life, you had the opportunity to admire it. If so, maybe this gadget will be to your liking. It's a 3D scale replica of the Moon Company that is as tuned as possible to each of the exterior features of our natural satellite. The remarkable thing about this piece is that it uses Makel technology, that is magnetic levitation, to suspend the moon 1 inch above its base. Although there are different prices.
Yeah, and of course he questions the moon landing. What a surprise, what a surprise. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, Jupiter's moons. Okay. Chemtrails. I'm not gonna watch a 7-minute video. Let's see here. Antarctica is not down. Stop it with that. Thus, truthers. Oh, truck con. Okay, here we go. Here's the fascism. Bro, I'm dying from COVID. I'll donate my savings to this. I appreciate it. I hold you to it though. But I appreciate it. Ontario or Alberta, Canada. They forgot me. Oh my god. Okay. This is. Wait. First, I want to hear about Jupiter's moons. And then I want to hear about how the truckers forgot about him. There's no. Thank you, Mikey. I would love to see your great minds. Put this flattard in his place. Okay, yeah.
Just going hands free with this one, guys. Just peeking out the side of my car. I could use a tripod, but off the bed, so.
What are you doing? Come on, what's happening? What are we watching? Why are you filming this? What's the point, Mikey? What is the point? That's what I want to know. Is there a point? No, there's not. Okay, let's hear why. Truckers Convoy. If you wanted a fascism, screamed Socialists, I believe it was. Yeah, if you wanted to know about the fascism, here it is.
Hey, folks.
Hey. Let's speed it up.
Just curious. Are you guys aware that there is a convoy in Canada?
I think everyone's aware.
In Ottawa? Just wondering if you know that. Again. Do you see any trucks behind me? I'll repeat this again slowly. There is a protest convoy, the world's largest convoy in Canada, in Ottawa. Are you getting the hint? I'm sitting here watching Globebusters on YouTube. What are you guys doing? I've been doing this for many years. I've been awake for most of my life. And yet, I'm sitting here in bumfuck Saskatchewan.
Wait. What? So, is he complaining that they didn't come pick him up? Is that it? Is that what he's complaining about?
Maybe the whole truth thing should just come to an end at some point, right? Maybe I'll just be a regular person and not do anything.
We can hope.
I've been doing this shit for 4 or 5 years, YouTube.
I've been doing this for 4 or 5 years, YouTube.
And where am I going with it?
Where am I going with this?
What is the point of me making videos?
Yeah.
Doing experiments, driving across Western Canada. What is the point?
If you've been doing this for 4 or 5 years and you have sub 2K, yeah, it's time to give up. Or change.
You guys figure that out and get back to me, okay? See you later.
That was it? That was it? He was just complaining that the truckers didn't pick him up? That he wasn't... His truth spitting wasn't enough for them to know about him? Let's hear. I have to speed this up.
Good day, folks. We are
G'day,
going
folks.
to give you an update on the 2022 convoy. Obviously, they are getting very, very close to Ontario. I mean, they are in Ontario. Almost to their destination. But as of tomorrow, in Regina, Saskatchewan, and other provinces, the surrounding communities, towns and cities are going to meet so tomorrow's in Saskatchewan, we're going to all meet in Regina at the Parliament. So we're all going to the Parliament buildings here in Western Canada. This does not end. We will continue on for the freedoms and the rights of humanity. So that's what's going to happen tomorrow, midday. So I'll do what I can to record most of it. Yeah. So hope you guys are all doing fantastic. And so that's what I'll be doing tomorrow. And
I love him. I love him.
Hope you guys all join in for the fun. And we'll keep in touch. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Mikey.
Bye-bye.
Thank
for
you.
now.
This dude is just firing truth bombs.
This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman with Nermeen Sheikh.
What's...
Deadly night raids based on faulty U.S. intelligence that
Where?
covered up by a classified war.
There. Shut up. This is still normal. I mean, this guy is delusional as fuck.
So we've got all this
Micah Rooney. Globuster pizza map make you look like a fool if you claim to be working model.
6 or 7 years of discussion groups, examples of the supposed ball or the globe theory, and then we have factual information on the flat earth.
Factual information.
But here's the conundrum. We have a YouTube channel called Globe Busters, Globe Destroyers, Globe Deniers, a 24-hour stream of globe busting. Where is the 24-hour flat earth busting? It does not exist. There is no example of anybody destroying the flat earth fact. So there you go. It's called Globe Busters. End of story.
Okay, so 1 year ago, the Globebusters, F-16 pilot, the Earth is flat. Either they're not an F-16 pilot, or they are fucking stupid. Flattoberfest. Globe show intro. But they never did a show, did they?
We'll probably start a hair late, maybe 12:30 p.m. Pacific time. Just wanted to let you know. It'll be over there on my channel with a Sunday round.
Why not on the Globe? 157K. Damn. This is an actual successful, maybe a bit more charismatic, perhaps, flat earther. Maybe we'll watch this some other time. I want to continue with, I'm going to subscribe to him for sure. Mikey, why aren't there any flat earth busters? Simple. We don't need to. There's no need for us to bust the flat earther. But if you want to, we can have a conversation. I want to ask you a few questions. That is it. That's it. Here's my deepest apology. What have you done, Mikey?
Passing on a message to everybody that I have ever hurt.
Who have you hurt?
And yeah.
God damn, he's
all I can
crying.
do is send my apologies. Hope everybody's doing fantastic.
Wait, that's it?
Have a wonderful evening. Again, I'm passing on the deepest sorries, and I really wish I didn't say the things I do say. I guess we all make mistakes. And I guess
your actions are unforgivable. Venting is one thing, but garnering support and speaking the way you do isn't normal. There are two sides to every story, bro. Listening to all your malarkey, never one time have you claimed responsibility for anything you've done or said. An apology once you've been caught and called out means nothing for the horrible ways you act daily. You are a little man with a big voice on YouTube. Not that big. I'm watching everything you do. I've recorded everything you've said. Deleting it isn't doing anything. We will continue to send anything of importance to the RCMP, who are mounted police, okay? We have support from the town, and you have many new watchers. This is your last warning to not speak her name, my name, or anyone else in my family ever again. Oh, damn. I take full responsibility, 100% sorry. I mean no harm. I love you guys, sorry. Forgiveness will be nice. Blessings. We have... Okay. Okay. He seems to have been... yeah, he's not in a good mental state. Pendulum-proof stationary Earth. I was hoping... The reason I watched that video was I was hoping he would apologize to the truckers for demanding that they come pick him up, you know?
all right, guys. Pendulums provide proof of not a spinning globe, but a stationary Earth.
Because if it's spinning, the pendulum would be spinning around, you know? Or at least move to the side. Because that's how you know it's spinning.
This plumb bob, which is exactly the same thing as a pendulum, plumb bob to start moving by itself due to the supposed spin of the Earth. This is absolutely insane, an insane claim, Because nobody experiences the Earth spinning. Not one person on this flat plane of ours. These stars are moving above us. We are not spinning whatsoever. There is not one single proof that we are spinning. And I will come back to this plumb bob months down the road, and it will still be stationary, hanging there from the ceiling. Thank you for your time.
He really believes he has something here, doesn't he? I'm a thinker, guys. He's a thinker.
Good day, folks.
He's got deep thoughts.
All are doing absolutely wonderful. I'm a thinker. That's what the title is going to be of this video, obviously.
Oh my god, this is so sad. Hey Mike, another day. Thanks for checking in. By the way, I've lost touch with many friends too, Mike. Life happens. Obviously, you lose touch with your friends if you say the same kind of bullshit as him. I guess that's it.
So over the last couple of years, I've been thinking, what is going on? Have I upset people? Have I said something wrong? What is it? In relation to years ago when I started YouTube. Seems to me that I have lost communication between some of my subs. Personal friends that I actually know within the truth community. So I hope someday I will see them again on the live streams. If I have said or done anything in relation to hurting your feelings, or I don't know what it could be, but I guess if people do not know how to ask me questions in relation to if I have said or done anything, or assumptions that I've said or done something, please get back to me, because it bothers me. That's not the type of person I am. So I'm hoping that I will see these people again soon, or sometime in the near future. Maybe it's because they don't care about Flat Earth anymore, or I don't know what it is. Again, I'm assuming. But
why don't you care about Flat Earth anymore? Why don't you care? This is important.
Let's take this and move on. I'm not going to dwindle in the past. We've got shit to do. We have to wake up the sheep. We have to fight for our rights. So I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful day.
This dude is out here just... He's losing friends over this, okay?
Yeah.
That's how bad everything is. Let's see here. Here's another conspiracy. Wake the hell up. Rainbows prove the ether. I have no idea what the ether is. I know what the ether is, but I don't know what he's referring to.
All right, guys. We're going to make the full rainbow.
The full rainbow?
The energy field.
Well, you're missing some.
Ether. And you can do a full 360.
Yeah.
360, 3 6s, 366, or the 3 6.
What's the point? Get to the fucking point. Oh my god. And?
Nobody else is talking about them. We need to talk about the rainbows.
Why?
Nobody else is talking about them.
What about them? Refraction of light? That's what you want to talk about? Come on.
Everybody in North America can do this at the same time?
No. Everybody around the world can do this at the same time.
Let's make the rainbows. Thanks a lot, guys.
What? That's it? What? Definitely a firmament? Double rainbow! Have you ever seen a triple rainbow? Oh my god! Shut up. I have no words. No words.
Good.
Experiment we can do to prove the Earth is flat. In summer, from central North America, the sun overlaps 3 hours in the morning and 3 hours before sunset with India, making 6 hours of the 16-hour day, or 38%, we see the same sun. What? Same? It's always the same. What do you mean? Go to timeanddate.com. We also share the same sun and moon with South Africa and Australia. Flight rate Earth curve calculator. Follow your phone radar and cloud layers to see where faraway storms are. 300 miles is easy to see with the naked eye. This is 6 miles over the curve of on the Earth curve calculator. Make a game out of it to see where the clouds are. Remember, clear day is best as our sky has high humidity and dust that blocks you from seeing too far. Look up Jay Tolan Media. What are you talking about?
You gonna keep going? That's it. Oh, that's it. Okay.
Okay, one last video. Last one. Then we're switching. Then I'm tired. I've written to him. We'll see if he responds or not. I'm guessing not.
All right, here another practical demonstration here.
Another practical. He's so Canadian.
This is the moon, because this is North America. And,
oh yeah.
I'm supposedly facing the dark sky here in a minute. I just want to get my little troll here, if I can find it. To be on a ball supposedly. Why are people in Chile way over there? Why do they look up to see the moon? When they're looking up, they're looking this way. Why do they see the moon when it's above my head, supposedly? And again, there's the moon. Why is it a full moon when supposedly the sun is lighting up the moon? It's not lighting up the moon, because the moon is its own light source. It's not the sun's light is not reflecting off the moon.
Let's just do one little thing, okay? I want to open image from Canada. I want a real picture. I don't want some fake pictures. This looks fake. Give me a fucking image that's not enhanced or beautified. This maybe is real. They're small. I'm sorry. Of course, it's too small. Tools and large. Can I just get a good solid picture? This. Yeah, this is good. This is good. This proves my point in 2 ways. First of all, Mikey.
Sun is lighting Chile way over there. Why do they look up to see the moon? When they're looking up, they're looking this way.
Okay.
Why do they see the moon?
They see the moon because when you're looking up at the moon, you're not looking up. You're looking up. You're looking above the horizon. Like this. This is not absolutely above you. This is from Chile. This is from Canada. Do you see? They're both looking above the horizon, but never up. Also, you see the moon's pattern. This is the same pattern I see when I look at the moon. The orientation of it. You see this? You see that? The orientation is not identical. Oh my God. But the moon is geostationary, meaning when it rotates, when it circles the Earth, it rotates at the exact same in the exact same speed. So it always have the same face inwards, which is why when you look at the moon, it doesn't rotate to you. You don't see it rotate because of that. Mike.
When it's above my head, supposedly. And again, there's the moon. Why is it a full moon when supposedly the sun is lighting up the moon? It's not lighting up the moon because the moon is its own light source. It's not the sun's light is not.
What are you
reflecting off the moon to make
What are you
it a
doing,
full
Mike?
moon. It does not work that way, folks. Again, show me your demonstration on how your fake ball and your fake rock works. Show me something in your reality. Don't just call me a person who does not know how to work a paper bag. I know how shit works, boys and girls, because I'm smart.
Oh my God.
Again, show me how this works on your freaking cartoon ball.
Mike, please
why are
talk
people
to me.
here in North America looking up to see the moon and the sun?
Talk to me,
and
please,
why are
Mike.
people
Please.
down here supposedly looking up to see
Please.
the sun and the moon? Complete bullshit. If we were all standing on this flat table, we would be looking the same direction up to see the moon and the sun. Sorry, folks. This does not work again on your fake world. Thank you.
Please, Mike. I really want to talk to you, Mike. Oh, I would love to talk to you, okay? I don't know what else to say. It's there's nothing for me really to say, is there? Dude is a conspiracy crank. And that's it. And speaking to him would be hard, I believe. It would be hard. And I wouldn't, Mike, I don't want to talk about your ex-wife or whoever it is you're not supposed to talk about, who you've wronged. That's not what I'm interested in. Okay? I just want to talk about the Earth, the moon, and the sun. Okay? That's it. That's what I want to talk about. Please get in contact with me. Comment below this video that you've seen it, and yeah, we'll get together. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. Let's. I'm gonna do this video, I believe, yes. Okay. I don't know how much longer I'll go, but at least I'll do this video. And of course it's glitching. Can it just not glitch, please? Okay. We all know who James Lindsay is, right? Everybody knows who the fuck James Lindsay is. He is a, how do you say, a funny person who shouldn't have any platform. He was bitch slapped by Dr. Phil. Wasn't that him? James Lindsay. No? He's a clown. He's an absolute clown. who has Disney makes James Lindsay rage quit debate panel 8 months ago. Yeah. Oh, no. Here we are. Here we are. I knew it.
Wave the magic wand, critical race theory should be rendered a historical artifact.
Please welcome co-author of book Cynical Theories, James Lindsay. James, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Dr. Phil.
Why? He always looks so fucking awkward. Thanks, Dr. Phil. Thanks. This is perfect. Thanks, Dr. Phil. I cannot see any difference between us when I do this. Why does he do this?
You say this should be an artifact. We should just put this behind us.
I do not believe the critical race theory tenet that says that racism is the ordinary state of affairs in our society, and if we don't dredge up a race consciousness, that we can't get over it. I think this is actually a lie. It's very annoying to me to listen to the back and forth here. In fact, I'm glad.
No copyright, Reno.
Some knowledge. I take a lot of umbrage with the idea that we're going to talk about should we have critical race theory, this or that, because it's talking about racism or history, when the fact of the matter is it's not. Are we?
No, it's
how are we? And I am shocked and appalled to hear the defensive side for critical race theory misrepresented this way. But they don't explain, for example, why the first paper called Toward a Critical Race Theory of Education by Gloria Ladson-Billings was published in 1995. That's why Richard Delgado's 2001 book explains on page 5, for example, that it rapidly spread from law to other disciplines, especially education. They don't explain also in the exact same situation that Gloria Ladson-Billings is one of the chief authors of a ed equity and
look at her. Look at her.
Bringing critical race theory into all of the state schools of Virginia right now.
You must breathe through your ears because you.
I have read the vast majority of the major works in critical race theory that have been published since 1970 to the most recent things, including, for example, in 2017, we have Allison Bailey writing a paper for Hypatia, an education paper, and she says that there's the critical thinking tradition, but what we're doing in critical pedagogy, which critical race theory is an integrated part of, is from a different set of tradition called critical theory, which is neo-Marxism, which is interested in studying the relationships of power rather than epistemic adequacy. You can look the paper up. It's called Tracking Privilege Preserving Epistemic Pushback in Critical Race in Feminist Philosophy Classrooms.
That's not being taught in K-12 schools. I mean, congratulate, like,
yeah. James Lindsay, Smackdown. Where is it? James Lindsay can't define. He was on a 17 minutes, but we're gonna find the specific.
Welcome back to Americans into and now to.
I remember that.
Social justice rhetoric.
Anything. Racism, social justice.
Can you give me an example of that? Of something that curbs freedom of speech?
He's gonna give a. I don't know his name. The guy, the black guy. He's gonna give a smackdown to James Lindsay
on free speech. And there have always been consequences on free speech. If I, for example, continue to say a master-slave relationship with disk drives, right, which we all used to do, at least back in the day.
Ah, damn it! Copyright. I can't watch it. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to wait until my stream is back up. Your stream is temporarily blocked, but I don't see it being blocked. Is it blocked? No, I'm not blocked. What the fuck? It says here that I'm blocked. Okay, skip that. He gets a smackdown. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Let's just leave it at that. Recently, however, he appeared. There was a 3 days ago. There was a video released from Oxford Union with James Lindsay. This house believes woke culture has gone too far. Considering James, let's just read some comments first. Considering he has 4 gender studies papers actually published by journals within just 1 year, he would be considered one of the greatest gender studies scholars in history. No. What you do, what scholars do, is they don't evaluate how much they get published necessarily. They evaluate based on how much they get cited. If you get something published, that means nothing if it's bad. Bad things can still get published. Rephrase that. He's one of the greatest gender studies scholars in history, to the point he discovered gender studies was not real. Dr. Lindsay. Watching someone masterfully present a position they know is wrong in a style that implies complete sincerity is terrifying. If he had not explicitly laid out his personal beliefs as anti-woke, this would have been the greatest, most articulate defense of woke culture I've ever seen. What? What am I in for? He entered the Matrix and is using it against them. James, thanks. Oh my God. Okay, let's see what we're in for. I'm not the most articulate on gender studies. Let's see.
The first thing I'd like to say is that, not gonna lie, I seriously thought my first trip to Hogwarts was gonna be a lot more fun. That aside, let's get to this. With all due respect, thank you for the invitation, but this debate is absurd. It is absolutely absurd. It is what Habermas would refer to as a performative contradiction.
Oh, I hate Habermas. I fucking hate Habermas.
To hold this proposition that woke culture can go too far. Because to say that woke culture can go too far is to side with the status quo. To say that this is a matter of a debate in this House is to reinscribe the epistemic home terrain of the dominant culture and to do epistemic violence against members of marginalized groups who occupy marginalized knowledges.
Listen to that language. He is using modern language that is used by marginalized people, that is used by academics, that is used by what are they called? Activists. He's using activist language to paint himself as when he's talking about anti-woke theory. Is that what we're going to call it? When he's being anti-wokeness, I guess. He's using activist language. That is fucking disgusting.
To platform in such an esteemed location in opposition to woke culture at all is again to reinscribe that violence.
Wait.
An epistemic violence in this House can go too far is to side with, because to say that woke culture can go too far is to side with the status quo. To say that this is a matter of a debate in this House is to reinscribe the epistemic home terrain of the dominant culture and to do epistemic violence against members of marginalized groups who occupy marginalized knowledges. To platform in such an esteemed location in opposition to...
Okay. He's actually... Okay, this is what they meant when mass represent a position they know is wrong. This is what they mean.
Can go too far is to side with the status quo. To say that this is a matter of a debate in this House is to reinscribe the epistemic home terrain of the dominant culture and to do epistemic violence against members of marginalized groups who occupy marginalized knowledges.
I'm just gonna... What the fuck are you talking about?
To platform in such an esteemed location in opposition to woke culture at all is again to reinscribe that violence. But furthermore, no. In fact, to interrupt someone speaking on behalf of social justice,
Oh my god, he's so annoying.
is again to reinscribe violence and do epistemic injustice to people who are fighting to end oppression.
Really? So he is attempting, apparently successfully, to just mimic the worst of the worst within the activism movement. That's what he's doing.
Let's take an example of an opponent to woke culture who's been invited to this debate. Me. No. How in the world could I have been invited to this debate? Let's go through a hit list of some of my greatest hits. I'm famously known for being against woke culture. Turns out I was involved in the Grievance Studies affair a number of years ago, in which I revealed that woke scholarship is in fact fraudulent. I wrote a book in which I defined critical race theory as calling everything you wish to control racist until you control it. I'm at the center of identifying the sexualization of children through queer theory as groomer behavior. And while I was in London a couple of days ago, I might have visited Karl Marx's grave and danced on it.
I believe him. I believe that he actually did that. What a fucking dork.
More than that, look at this dress code. Look how great we look. Don't we look great?
Oh my god. Look, okay. This guy is 100% with
Dress
him.
code. Look how great we look. Don't we look great?
He's the first one to clap. Nobody's clapping. Nobody. Everyone's like, whatever, dude. Just get to the point. You know. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I have to clap. I have to clap. Get it. Get the clap. Get the clap. Get the clap. Come on.
I mean, I do. That said, what we're celebrating by clapping for this outfit is colonizer formal wear. And you laugh. You laugh. And it's fine for a virile straight white male with considerable prowess such as myself to wear a black tie. But you have to think of the impact that it has on members of marginalized groups who cannot bring their full authentic selves to a forum such as this to share their ideas.
What?
How is it possible that woke culture has gone too far, as this house holds, when it hasn't even come to this house? But as everybody so far has mentioned, if we're going to debate this, we must understand it. What does it mean to be woke? I read the literature. I draw my definition of wokeness, or woke, which by the way is cultural appropriation. I draw my definition of the term woke from the Brazilian Marxist educator, Paulo Freire, who says that the point of a thorough education is conscientization, the raising of a critical consciousness. As he phrases it, what that means is being able to recognize the structural reality of our lives. That means being able to recognize dehumanizing forms such as structural racism, sexism, cis-heteronormativity, ableism, oppression of all kinds. It also means, House...
Can he just make a fucking point? He's just trying to make a bit here. He's trying to prove how good he is at understanding the literature. That's all he's doing. And he's drawing from the worst of the worst of the worst.
No, it also means, House, being able to be aware and recognize modes of what Freire called domestication, such as wearing colonizer formal wear and doing debates.
He's using academic language. He's using, like, whiteness. When people talk about whiteness, they don't, in academic terms, in academic settings, they're not talking about white people necessarily. It's not inherent to white people. They're talking about cultural signifiers of white people. and how that dominates the culture around them. Whiteness being the logical, not the logic, the dominant culture, the assumed default, is the problem with whiteness. The whiteness in and of itself isn't a problem. The default assumption of whiteness is a problem. This dude is saying, is reading the writing of whiteness, and then he's applying it to a specific setting where they have formalized their the structures. They have that it doesn't apply in that way. You can't go to a person and say, you are white, therefore this is whiteness, therefore you are wrong. It doesn't work that way.
Conscientization is the essence of woke, because it is the idea that you learn to see these things so that you can denounce these things, so that you can denounce them critically in order to announce the possibility of our liberation from them. What that means is that woke pursues social justice. And if we look for a definition of social justice, I draw inspiration from a different definition given by Karl Marx in 1844. He said that communism is often misunderstood. And then he went on to say, communism is the positive transcendence of private property as human self-estrangement. And I say that Karl Marx was a damned conservative because communism is the positive transcendence of private property as human self-estrangement. And I say that Karl Marx was a damned conservative because he was a privileged white European male who didn't recognize the forms of social and cultural property he benefited from, so he ignored those and focused only on material property.
Really? Really? That's... But hey, if you believe... he's still doing a bit, isn't he? Oh my God.
Therefore, social justice is the necessary extension of this idea, the positive transcendence of all forms of private property, such
No, I can't. This is too much. This is brain dead levels of derangement. This is horrible. This is ungodly amounts of brain damage. And I'm afraid I'm gonna catch it. That's what I'm afraid of. I don't want to catch brain damage. Okay. I'm going to do this last thing before I dip. I want to find the spiciest. There is a spicy thing. Oh, it's a 3-minute video. No. Okay. Okay, here we go. Andrew Callahan from All Gas, No Brakes from Channel 5 and from his new HBO show, I do not remember the name of, has been accused of sexual allegations. A lot of sexual allegations. Like, it would surprise me if this isn't in the high tens. I mean, like, above 50 people who are accusing him of sexual allegations. That's what we're talking about. I want to first look at this video a little quickly, just to get a feel for what we're talking about here. And then we're going to watch his apology video, which just dropped.
In a million years thought that I would be making this video, and I'm shaking because I've tried a couple different times and haven't been able to get my point across, but I don't like seeing abusers get platforms. And my abuser, Andrew Callahan, also known as All Gas No Brakes, Channel 5, and whatever his new HBO show is called,
even her, she forgot it.
Has been plastered all over my news feed, and I've tried to come to him person to person and try to get him to take accountability for what he did, but his version of what happened the night that he assaulted me is so skewed. So I will tell you that he did eventually get consent. And that's the main point, is that he eventually got consent because he wore me down. He told me he needed a place to stay for the night. He had some sort of falling out with one of his crew members or whatever, and I was very clear about the fact that we are not hooking up. He gets in my bed and wears me down to the point where I eventually do agree.
And these allegations have been repeated by multiple women at this point. A lot of women say, oh, no, he told me he had a falling out with his crew, and that's why he needed a place to stay, and then he wore me down. That's not an isolated incident.
To do things that I wasn't proud of. And I wasn't proud of them and thought it was my fault for so long that I continued to be nice to him after the situation. He wouldn't leave my house the next morning. And then as time went on and I processed things, I thought, you know what, just because eventually I said, okay, whatever, because I was trying to just get the whole night over with so that it could be morning so that he could leave, it doesn't discount the fact that I told him no. I told him no so many times prior to this. I said, I'm tired, I'm not really feeling it. I came up with any excuse that I possibly could to just get him off of me. And he still found a way to coerce me into things that I didn't want to do. And this is really hard for me to say. I never thought I would come forward, but it's even more hard to have to relive the trauma that I endured every single day by seeing this man as a social justice warrior, as someone who cares about human rights, get a platform. You shouldn't be supporting him. And at the end of the day, like, I've told close friends of mine, I've tried coming out about this before, and he texted me saying that it basically ruined his life and that his life was over now because of things that I said, and other women have come forward to me, but this is my first time publicly talking about it on a platform like TikTok, because I hope it gets traction. I hope people listen to me. I hope that it's...
Yeah, so she is in distress, obviously. Back in 21, was it August? I think this is important to the point where screenshots on Instagram will not be enough to bring home attention. There have been accusations long before that. And just because I know it will be brought up... No, you know what? I'll get to that. I'll get to that when it's brought up. So there are numerous allegations at this point. Let's watch, because Andrew Callahan has recently dropped a response video on his private channel, not his main channel. Let's see what other videos are there. No, this is the only video on this channel. And this is where the response is dropped. Okay, brother.
All right. I never thought I'd make a video like this, but I think there's an important conversation to be had, and I just want to be fully accountable, honest, and transparent with all of you guys. So I'd like to start by thanking every single person who's came out in the past week to speak about different ways in which my behavior has made them feel uncomfortable or pressured during a sexual situation, and to people who said that I've made unwanted advances and had a hard time with rejection. I'm sure this was not easy to do. It's never easy to speak out, and it was hard for me to hear as well, because to be honest with you, up until this point, I didn't even really realize that I had this pattern that had affected multiple people. I'd also like to apologize for my silence.
Apparently, there have been a lot of people have been talking about him having this rumor around him for years at this point, apparently. Like back in high school, he had this rumor about him already.
I think that when this stuff first came out, I was in a state of denial and shock. I was, just riding the high from my movie that just came out, and then within 48 hours, I was denounced by my closest collaborators, and my name was printed in 40 different news outlets next to the words sexual
We're not
misconduct.
interested.
I just kind of spiraled.
Why are
into
you
a
talking
mental
about
crisis.
yourself here?
I'm okay now, but I don't really think this is about me. This is about the people that I've affected. So
Thank
I just
you.
want to express my complete sympathy, respect, and support for anyone who I've done wrong by. And I really want to do better and be fully accountable for everything that I've done. So that being said, I want to make a few things clear. I've always taken no for an answer. As far as consent, I've never...
He's always taking no for an answer, but only as far as he's not getting a yes. As soon as he's getting a yes, that means he's got a yes. He can do whatever he wants, apparently.
Overstep that line. But, I think I want to have a more nuanced and important conversation about power dynamics, pressure, and coercion. Because, like I said, I think for a long time, I was behaving in a way that I actually thought was normal. I thought that, going home from the bar alone made you a loser. I thought that persistence was a form of flattery. And I thought that, if
Persistence was a form of flattery. That's kind of disturbing.
at first somebody was reluctant, they're playing hard to get, just try harder. And if you...
That is so okay. This is a nuanced topic. It's not as easy as saying yes means yes and no means no. That's not always the case. But there's a difference between a no and a stop it. No, stop it. Like we're going to see here.
No, that's another one. No means no. It's like, no, it doesn't. All right? Look, no means no. No, that means no. All right, but no, stop it. What are you doing? Oh my God. You're being so bad. Stop it. No. Yeah, that's not a fucking no. That means I want to do it, but I'm afraid you're going to judge me, so I'm just going to make it look like it was your idea so you don't figure out that I've already performed this act with 40 other fucking people. Right? But then you go to court and you get a bad read and there's some guy reading it. Your Honor, she said no. Stop it. What are you doing? You're being so bad. Yeah, and you're just sitting there like, she didn't fucking say it like that. She didn't say it like that.
Now, I want to make it clear, fake allegations are extremely rare. But I also want to make it clear that yes, he is talking about an actual phenomena that exists in the dynamic between men and women. It's not as clear cut. No doesn't always mean no. A yes, just as a yes doesn't always mean yes. Like when you had to wear them down. I doubt, based on the allegations that I've read about, based on the recountings that I've heard, based on his own reaction to this, I do not believe it was the playful type of no. It was more the, no, stop it. I don't want to do this. We're not going to have sex. Stop it. Fine, let's have sex. Fine. It was more on that level, it seems like.
You think someone's feeling you, make a physical advance and see if they go with it. And I think think that, especially I realized when so many young people, especially young men, rushed to defend me when this stuff first started coming out, that this type of sex pest behavior is normalized. And a lot of people think this stuff is normal when I don't think that it is. And I think that I want to be fully responsible for not having a fluid understanding of consent and what enthusiastic two-way consent looks like.
Oh, but also I want to make it clear. When a woman says, no, stop it, no, you're being so bad. When they do that, still get a yes first. Still get the yes first. And make sure that it's enthusiastic. Okay?
That being said, a lot of the things that have been said online about me are not true. A lot of things are missing really important contextual information that I think would change people's interpretation of a lot of these situations, but I'm not here to invalidate anybody's lived experience. If you feel pressured, that's just what it is. I hope that young people and young men in particular can use my mistakes to learn and move through life with a better understanding of consent. As far as what I have planned, I'm not really sure what comes next. I mean, obviously, reporting is my one true love, and I'm 25 years old, and I have my whole life ahead of me. But I really think that I need to do some serious work on myself and figure myself out. So I'm going to start therapy sessions pretty much immediately. Also, not to blame alcohol, but I truly believe that alcohol was a contributing factor to my poor decision making. And I think that alcohol in general has had a devastating impact on my life. So I think I'm going to make the decision to join the 12-step program for Alcoholics Anonymous. And during this journey into sobriety, I want to take a serious step back from public life and, like I said, figure myself out. And I hope that this reaches the ears of anyone who's felt affected by me. I'd love to reach out to you, or you can reach out to me, even just for me to say I'm sorry. And I really apologize, and I appreciate you all. I also want to apologize to my close.
But we've heard. So the 4 minutes. I just want to hear the beginning again.
All right. I never thought I'd make a video like this.
Okay, yeah. Usually, the YouTuber apology is very hollow.
YouTuber
No.
I want to apologize to the internet. I owe you an apology.
I'm sorry.
I'm disappointed in myself.
I'm only here to say that I'm so sorry.
I want to hear a full.
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
1 week ago, I uploaded a video to my
No.
YouTube channel titled Tati. This video was a direct
I want
response to
the
the video
shut
that
up.
Tati Westbrook uploaded to her.
Why is it so loading so slowly? Tana?
Hi, today's video is going to be the hardest video I've ever had to film. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I am so nervous. And
Oh, okay. There's a standard YouTube video, YouTube apology, which starts with, okay. That's like the standard. Okay. But he didn't do that. And so far, it rings kind of sincere to my ears, but that's not for me to decide in the end. The one thing that really rings hollow is this.
Even just for me to say I'm sorry. I hope that this reaches the ears of anyone who's felt affected by me. I'd love to reach out to you, or you can reach out to me, even just for me to say I'm sorry. And I really apologize, and I appreciate you all.
But Andrew, we've already heard from people who say they've reached out to you, and there's proof that they have reached out to you, and you have not apologized to them. You have not taken accountability for what you did then. Why are you doing this now rather than when it was first brought to your attention? Why now? This is not a new phenomena for you. We know that. There seems to have been some accusations back in you had a local TV show, and apparently there were accusations that was brought up back then, which got you kicked off, I believe. The history of Andrew Callahan accusations. In the early January, 2 women posted videos on TikTok accusing Callahan of pressuring them into having sex. Following the original TikTok report by strangers, there were 2 other alleged victims that claimed Callahan pressured them into sex and made them uncomfortable. On January 12th, Callahan's legal representative responded to the allegations and a statement released to Variety saying, in part, conversations about pressure and consent are extremely important. Callahan and Andrew wants to have these conversations so he can continue to learn and grow. While early dynamic is open to interpretation and proper communication is critical from all those involved, repeated requests for money should not be part of these conversations. That's where it came from. And here is the reference. Repeated requests for money should not be part of those conversations. I don't really want a response. This was on Friday, December 30th from you because I already know your skewed version of what happened the last time. This is from, I believe, the larger girl we saw. I just want to know that seeing I just want you to know that seeing friends of mine promote your new show, which I'm not discounting, came with a lot of hard work, hurts me in ways I wish you could feel sometimes. Anyways, if HBO cuts you a fat check and you in any way feel like helping contribute to the massive amounts of therapy bills I have accrued due to the night you coerced me and the resulting trauma, my Venmo is thanks. This is what they call requests for money should not be part of these conversations. She's asking you to make right what you did wrong. I don't think that's bad. She's not asking for an ungodly amount of money. She's just asking for the therapy bills to be paid. I don't think that's unreasonable. On January 15, Callahan responded to allegations on YouTube videos, stating that while some of the stories about him are not true, he apologizes for his behavior and plans to begin therapy sessions and the Alcoholics Anonymous program. I can believe this plays rules. That's the name. I can absolutely believe that some of the stories that has come forward from about him are untrue. That's not surprising. Whenever any large figure gets money, there are going to come accusations. This, however, seems to have come before he got money. Also, so I don't know. It's not all, and he's not denying everything even.
I also want to apologize to my closest collaborators, my friends, my family, and people who will have to wear this stain on their career forever. You guys don't deserve this, and I love you guys. That being said, if you never want to watch Channel 5 again, I understand. I hope you remember the missions of radical empathy and media literacy that we have tried to put into the world through our coverage. All right, that's all I want to say.
Okay, that's it. That is it. In general, the overall take on this apology video. Why is it so far down? The overall take is that it was a good apology video, actually. However, this is gonna take years for him to come back, if he ever comes back from this. He's he is done for the foreseeable future. If he ever comes back, he's gonna be scrutinized hard for any incongruity with his purported political views and purported support for feminism and sexual assault victims. The only thing that rings completely hollow to me is telling them to reach out to him, because people have reached out to him before and he did not respond to them the way he should have, right? So I want to talk about, God, can I? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna talk about this. I was having sex with a girl, a younger girl, of age, just younger, and we had sex, and she was enthusiastic about it in the beginning, but then mid-sex, I discovered, because we were doing doggy style, mid-sex, I discovered that she wasn't responding to anything I did, really. So I asked her point blank, is everything okay? Should I stop? And she said, no, continue. So I continued. Then later, and then just like a few minutes go by, and I ask her again, and then she starts crying. I'm like, what's going on here? And she didn't feel great, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I decide, okay, we pack it up. I decide to drive her home. I don't want to have sex with someone who's not enthusiastic about it. That's not fun. There's nothing fun about having sex with someone who don't want to have sex. Trust me. So I decide to drive her home. And when we're in the car, she turns to me as I'm driving. We've just left the house like half a minute ago. She turns to me and she says, I don't appreciate you raping me. Something to that effect. She accused me of raping her. And I stop the car and I turn to her and I say, I asked you point blank, do you want me to continue? And you said yes. I just assumed this was her. This was how she... I don't know what else I could have done. Let's put it that way. I don't know what else I could have done. And then I asked her again, just like a minute or two later. And that's when she broke down crying. I do not know what I could have done differently to not rape her in her own mind. It's, I have no idea. I guess if I blow up and she ever comes forward, I guess we're gonna have to see what her side of the story is. This is my side of the story. I got enthusiastic consent at first, and then the enthusiasm disappeared. Safe to say, we did not meet up ever again. And I know women are afraid of saying no. That is some women are really afraid of saying no because they're afraid of the turn going from Jackal to Mr. Hyde. You know, he's Dr. Jackal when everything is fine, but as soon as you say no, the switch turn and he turns into Jackal. Oh, Mr. Hyde, sorry. You saw this with Andrew Tate, where a woman said no and he got turned on by raping her. It happens. It's disgusting, but it happens. So I understand some women have issues saying no, which is why I get enthusiastic consent. Like I don't know. Yeah, the Callahan thing it's disturbing. He's gonna have to take years to come back from that one. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll probably be live later this week. We'll see. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe. If not tomorrow, then Thursday. I'm gonna be live Thursday at least. If not tomorrow. Okay. I'll see you then. Goodbye.